Banana.
That's like me winning the Masters. There you go. That's cheating, because I can't win the Masters. Morning, everybody. Someone's going to win that today. We have a girl who is not right again. I'm not feeling great today either. It's like going through all of us, but it doesn't go away. It goes away and then comes back. Just leave us alone. Yesterday's question obviously doesn't have an answer. We'll find out when, well, some of us are at the tournament. That's embarrassing. But DJ was a very common theme of choices, which I understand. Lots are going for Matsuyama as well, which I think is a very good call also. I'm not sure who's going to win. I'm going to just leave my picking just for now. So today's question, how often should you have a golf lesson? That's a good one, isn't it? Hit that comment section up down there, hit the thumbs up button while you're down there also, and don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. It just allows you to then see every video I post. You don't miss them, you don't have to go, oh, when's that video posting? If you have that little bell icon turned on, you'll get notifications every time I post. More swings coming at you today. This guy's got a bit of a weak grip, turny action, which we're going to talk about. Shall we pick a winner or that for the hat? Bear with. Right, you're going to try a TP5 ball and a TP5X ball plus win the hat, demoed here by lovely Orla. You need to pick one of these people, Orla. So Orla can't read them and doesn't know who they are, obviously, and it's just all my Twitter followers. So she's just going to go through the list and scroll. She can scroll any way she wants. So scroll around a bit, Orla, and then tell me when you found one. We should have some music playing now, shouldn't we? Just tap on one when you think you've got one you like. You got one? When you're ready. That one. This one, Mark Bolton.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Mark Bolton has won. Mark Bolton, first assistant greenkeeper at Manor Golf Club, proud dad, 2 beautiful girls, Bristol City fan. He's got 2 girls too. So he wins that. Plus the 2 balls, Mark Bolton at Mark Bolt 16. All a picture. Congrats, bruh. So we're going to start today's swing with a look at left-hand hold. Is definitely a little bit on the weak side, not seeing enough knuckles. Now from this down the line image, we see a definite hands, so hand path kind of like coming here, kind of ideas, and the club over that hand path. So we see that contradiction in that hand path and club path, which needs fixing, but we're going to do it from the front on camera more. If we look at the driver swing where he says he hits cuts, irons, he hits ground first, those kind of things. That blue line was where his left hip started when he hits the ball. He's got no real desire to go forward of that. Look, he wants to turn around that spot. So his weak grip will tend to leave the face open to a path. Then in turn, his spinning action will encourage the path to move left, and then hopefully the face will be just slightly open to that and he gets his cuts. So we're going to go for a different grip and a different idea in how you move laterally, if you like, from this side on camera, to see if we can move that face, that head in relationship to that hand path, and maybe just change his relationship up between his face path and his club path. Maybe get hitting some straight shots, some better strikes as well, hopefully. Morning, bro.
Why have you still got a tattoo on your arm?
Because I've tried to keep it on, Orla likes it. I'm tempted to get a real one of all the Avengers with just my face on every one of them. Who wants to win a dozen Chrome Softs? If you want to win this dozen box of Chrome Softs, what you need to do is be one of my Instagram followers and subscribe to this channel and thumbs up the video down there. So hit the what button? Subscribe button.
Banana.
And follow me on Instagram at Crossfield Mark on Instagram. Tomorrow, Orla will be choosing an Instagram follower that we're going to send a dozen Chrome Softs to. So first ideas have to be built around your left-hand hold. Let me show you how it works out for you at the moment. So I personally, if I would see 1 to no knuckles on that lead hand, my impact position, if I was to move my hips across like you're not, and deliver any kind of handle lean, the face is pointing way right, it feels like to me. So I would need to add lots of this turn to start getting my lead wrist coming really under to hit the ball, because that's going to get the face working, bearing in mind it wants to be delivered to the right with your hold. Also, what I would do is what you do as well. I would start spinning my hips as well to try and line everything up with every club, and even let the head overtake the hands at the bottom to make sure the face isn't pointing to the right. So your spinning of the hips not going forward is in relationship to this hold. So hold. Let's get it here. Look, 2 to 3 knuckles on the left hand. Right, just the right centre with the thumb, not too stretched down. You can just pull it back up a little bit as well, works quite well. You don't want the thumb down the centre, it just goes right of centre of that grip while seeing 2 to 3 knuckles on that lead hand. You are more here. The most constructive way to practice hold is to do loads of just picking a club up every day with the new changed grip. So I would get those 2 to 3 knuckles and just be moving that club around daily. If you can, I'd be hitting some little chip shots with it just to get the feel of some contacts. Taking the time to go to the range to practice your new grip is fine, but you'll do more constructive practice off course, off range, just picking that club up and making that new hold feel more familiar. With that hold in place, we can do some drills to get that pressure moving differently, your sliding of your hips moving slightly differently on the downswing. We'll do that later. Right, we're going to venture out, and we've got Pengy coming and Elephant just to keep us company.
She's called Lara.
She's called Lara. Let's answer your questions. So first tee nerves. It's one of the most common questions I get. I relate it a bit to say my chipping. So the bit that makes me most anxious, I try to give it more time. It's the anxiety through my poor results that kind of self-breeds itself on the course. And first tee nerves are the same. People are scared of making themselves look silly. They're a bit scared of the unknown. So what I do with a chip shot before I hit it is I say to myself I could hit a good one or I could duff one just in front of me. I give myself both ends of the spectrum. So I'm not fearing anything now, am I? It's a realistic truth. Obviously I want the better one to come out, but I'm preparing myself for what could happen as well as what could happen in a positive way. And it's that fear of the unknown that really kind of scares people on the first tee. So the big thing with anything that goes wrong in golf, and I've tried to do it in all the things in my life, certainly in golf, is never let it own you. Is you need to put yourself in that situation more often. You need to put yourself in that place that makes you anxious. Put yourself in that place that's making you feel like you can't perform, and just keep monitoring what happens, because it's not the first tee, it's your ability to hit a number of good shots in a row is actually the issue. It's that you remember the bad ones and probably don't remember the good ones. You actually, if you did a study of how many bad tee shots you hit off the first, you'd probably find it's not that much different to how many bad shots you hit off the fifth. It's just the first you put all this emphasis on it. Never let it own you. Try and put yourself in that situation more and more often. And certainly don't be afraid to laugh off the bad ones. Make it a nothing. Make it something that's not so important. But really, just get on the first tee in front of as many people as you can, as often as you can. You'll conquer it. So let's think about the way you turn. So you have a grip that wants to deliver the face, say, to the right of the path. So what you do is turn in a way that pulls everything back to try and get the face to line somewhere up with your path to make you more functional. So if I point this yellow rod or tee at the end of this rod to the right and then turn and lean everything back, I can straighten that tee rod straight back up towards the camera. This drill's really going to help you change that relationship. So club on the ground, and I've got my face up against the club. Then what I'm going to do, make sure I've got my 2 to 2.5, 3 knuckle grip in place, and I'm going to turn the face, club face here, just slightly left. And now I'm going to turn my body in a way that tries to get the face going more along the line of this shaft on the floor. So I'm going to bump my hips forward, I'm going to rotate hips and shoulders a little bit, which will just push my hands fractionally forward and slightly up, just to get that face pointing more at the target. Now you don't need your face pointing at the target, because if you want to hit shape it wouldn't be doing that, because the face will start the direction of the ball. But I would like to see your face getting a little bit more in line, in a way where it's maybe closed to a path, to maybe see some other shape ideas. This drill, getting it just to line up with this club on the floor, will just give you a good feeling of how moving this way opposed to this way can control face to path. So I've put my stick on the end of the club here, so I'm just going to turn it slightly to the left, making sure my grip was good at the start like we talked about earlier. Hips forward with opening, and I can see how that's pushing that face more towards, say, the target, and in the right angle to this line on the floor, and even to the right of it. So shifting across more makes me feel like the face will point to the right. There's the start of a draw, isn't it? Ball starting out to the right. If the path is further right than that, there goes your draw. Doing this indoor works as well. So I'm going to use the corner of my banister here. What I'm going to do is just set the face slightly to the left, and then move my body, turn in a way that gets that face lining up more with where I'd want the ball to start. Face pointing left and turning, just to get the feeling of bumping across, opening up in a way that helps you control the face. How much I move across to not will control how much loft I want to deliver, then in turn what face to path kind of relationships I want to deliver. I'm going to use left and right lateral movement always to help shift a little bit of path, and certainly face to path control. Got a new apron. There we go, thanks for watching. Sausage and mash night tonight. Remember, if you want to win this dozen Chrome Softs, make sure you follow me at Crossfield Mark on Instagram. At Crossfield Mark, a winner will be selected tomorrow for these balls. Keep sending your swings, keep sending your questions, post them anywhere. You can post them on Instagram, you can post them on Facebook, on my timeline, or message me, or on Twitter. I pick them all up, and everyone gets a chance of being selected. The more you send, if you don't get picked, don't not send them, keep sending. There's a good chance you get picked if you keep sending. See you all tomorrow. Big testing day hopefully tomorrow if the weather holds out. Have a good evening. That Barca stuff last night was mental. So obviously it's fantastic for football and fun, but I watch it just thinking, well, at least one of those penalties looked like a blatant dive to me. It's a sport that celebrates raving cheats. It just drives me mad.